So what I've got today is a Fractal case. I had one of my employees go pick this up at Micro Center. It is loaded with a bunch of stuff. Every about 4 to 6 years, maybe, I typically build myself a new machine or rebuild the one I have. In this case, I'm building a new one. My old system is going to a friend and a client of mine, and basically what I'll do is when I do build a new machine, I'll build a nice one that's going to last me 5, maybe even 7 years, and then I sell the old one to somebody I know. And the old system is still a really nice one because it was a hand-built clone box. So anyway, I'm going to get this thing opened up and go through all the junk we got for it, and hopefully it'll help somebody out there configure their system. Again, this is a Fractal design case. We've got an OEM copy of Windows 7 Professional. This is not for this system, this is for the other system. I've got to reload it because I'm a Microsoft partner. I use the Microsoft Action Pack for my licensing for the business, but this is my friend's new system. Power cord. No graceful way to do this, I guess. I see this pretty often. This box was munched somewhere along the line. The system was stored in the back room at Micro Center, and then somebody hit it with something. Check it out, make sure that the box is okay, which Glenn did, and it's all working, it's all in good shape. So here we have the case. I'm going to go ahead and get this up on the table and reorganize here. Today in Colorado, it is a balmy 9 degrees, so it is a little bit chilly in our warehouse this morning. All right, so what we've got here, this is the Fractal case. It's got the side window, which, you know, if you want to show off what's inside your computer, it's great. I think it's a little silly, but this just happened to be the one that we were able to get down there that day. I'm going to go ahead and pop this case open. I've got some audio software, an audio device called a PreSonus Firebox, and this need to have FireWire for it. I'm not going to go buy a new one of those. It suits my purposes, so we had to pick up an extra FireWire card. This was 30 bucks at Micro Center. Here's our Fractal user's manual. This case comes in black and white. I opted for white this time around because honestly a black case just collects dust like crazy. So when you're sitting in the office, you look down at your machine and it's just covered with a layer of dust. So I thought I'd try a white machine. I've never had a white box, so to speak, before. Picked up an SSD drive for this. This system will boot off of SSD. It's 120 gig. Samsung, this is the faster 6 gigabit per second. 3-year warranty on that too. Opted for the Intel i7 processor. Again, the idea behind this machine is it will be a 5 to 7 year machine. You know, if I'm lucky, I'll get 7 years out of this. So I'm kind of hot rodding it up quite a bit more than I probably need. I do a little video editing, obviously for the YouTube videos, and a little bit of sound editing. I'm a guitar player and I teach some lessons, but you know, for my purposes, this is overkill. But again, I want this to be a 7-year machine, and I want it to be able to do whatever I need it to do over the next at least 4 years. And you know, I can stretch these things out 5 to 7 years because most of what I'm doing is just business. We've got GeForce GT360 card in here. Again, this is mostly just for video editing. I don't really game. I think this will even help with the digital audio workstation stuff that I run, just because there's a lot of tracks sometimes when I'm playing around with audio stuff. As far as the motherboard goes, we went with the Gigabyte, obviously Z87 HD3 motherboard. My employee Glenn builds a lot of systems, and he likes Gigabyte boards, so this is what he decided to pick up for me. You can kind of see, I mean, you can look it up on the web too if you want to know more about it, but it's a pretty nice board. And I'm just going to load this up with an 8 gig kit to start out with. I may boost it up to 16 gigs, but this current system I've got is running Windows 7 Pro. It's an AMD processor, and I've got 8 gigs of RAM in that, and it runs pretty well. I will be running Windows 8 on this system though, because I'm in the business and I need to be constantly keeping up with the latest OS. So this was put together to run Windows 8. I don't love Windows 8, but it works all right. So I just need to get more familiar with it. And I will probably, depending on performance, I may upgrade this to 16 gigabytes in the future. One thing that's in here that didn't come with the case is there's a 600 watt thermal take power supply. You can't see it very well, but anyway, that's a 600 watt thermal take power supply. I went with the 600 because it was on sale. It was relatively inexpensive, and it's got plenty of power to run this system. There's also an ultra quiet fan in this system. I don't specifically recall if the fan came with the case or not, but fans are pretty inexpensive, and this is, I think, a 120 millimeter fan on here. Where I run this is in a basement office, so it's pretty cool down there, so I don't worry about having too much cooling. I just want to have a nice big case with some venting. I can always add a couple fans if things are running too hot. Not doing gaming, not overclocking, not doing anything complicated. This is mostly an office machine. So I guess that's it for the bits and parts of the system. I'll break this down into a few other videos and go over each individual part a little bit better as I open them up. Thanks for watching.